Good morning. How you doing now? Morning, everybody. What's up with everybody? Y'all need to get up in here and help me wake up. Get up in here and help me wake up, man. No, I'm just playing. Just playing. I got this mapped out perfectly. After I'm on here for an hour, it'll be time to go wake Leah up. She's got something that she has decided to volunteer with an animal shelter. So she's going to go get orientated for that this morning or whatever. So that's pretty cool. She's very passionate about kitty cats. She's been saying, I don't know what I'm passionate about. And I was like, I do. You're passionate about kitty cats. She goes, I am passionate about kitty cats. Because y'all know what I always say. Y'all know what I always say. If you want to figure out what you're passionate about, it's real easy. Just ask yourself, would you do it for free? That's all you got to ask yourself. Would I do it for free? You know? And she said, I would go work with kitty cats for free. So that's what she's going to go do this morning. So I got to wake her up here in an hour. Anyway. Hello, y'all. Y'all tuned in with the quickness. How you doing? Man, I'm waking up so slow this morning. And I got a bunch of personal readings to do. So I got to hop on that as soon as I get off here. What's up with y'all? What y'all up to this morning? It is chilly. It's cold in this room. And there's something, I don't know what's going on with the heater in this house. But like you turn the heater on in this, well, there's two heaters, first of all. There's one for the upstairs and one for the downstairs. And there's two ACs. There's one for the upstairs, one for the downstairs. And it heats the house so unevenly. And it just, you crank the heater on, one room will turn into an oven. The other room stays an ice box, and then you turn the heater on downstairs and the heat just rises upstairs and heats up the whole upstairs, and the downstairs is freezing cold. I don't know if that's just the laws of physics or if they didn't put it together very well in this house or what, but I don't know. Anyway. Anyway. Oh, your daughter having a baby. Okay, right on. Right on. I remember them good old days. Woo. I remember them good old days, and I can honestly say I don't really miss it. People are always asking me and Leah if we're having a baby. Always, 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 always. We see that comment every time we post a picture. I don't know why everybody thinks that. All I can say is right now, no, that's not in the plans. I just had to put that out there because it irritates her and it irritates me a little bit too. So I just got to throw that out there. As of right now, no, that's not in our plans. No, no. Another kiddo is not in the plans right now. So you reminded me saying that. But congratulations, Patty. That's cool. That's cool. Right on. But anyway, yeah. Yeah. And here's the funny thing about it, too, though. The funny thing is if I was ever going to be in the position to have and raise a kid, it would be now. It would be now. Now I'm in the position to do that, I would say properly. My two kiddos down the hall there, the 2 years they've been living with me and Leah is the only decent normalcy they have ever seen in their lives. I was in no position whatsoever to be bringing a kid into this world when they were born. There was nothing going right in my life at all. I was 23 years old, completely irresponsible, had zero priorities in life whatsoever. All I cared about was doing drugs, getting high. I didn't make any money. Matter of fact, when my oldest daughter was born, I was working part-time for minimum wage. Dude, and I got paid every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, my paycheck would hit my little bank card, and then I'd have to run straight to the store and get diapers and formula, and bam, I'm broke. You know what I mean? Maybe have some money to put some gas in the car, but 2 weeks, I had to go get 2 weeks worth of diapers and formula, and bam, I'm broke. It was rough, man. Oh, it was rough. It was rough. And that's the weird part about it is I get to thinking like, well, I would really rather not. I mean, just I would rather not. Leah would really rather not. Neither of us would want to do that. But if I was ever going to bring a kid into the world, I should do it now. You know what I mean? And that's weird. It's strange. That's another thing that I'm not really 100% sure why the universe mapped it out that way. Why? I don't know. I don't know, man. But anyway, yeah. Neither of ours were planned either. I mean, it was the and how many times you hear this? It was the same old story, the same old I can't get pregnant story. That seems like almost a huge number of people are brought into this planet under that story. I can't get pregnant. You know what I mean? That was the whole, yeah. How many women say that, or how many men say, "Oh, I can't have kids. I'm sterile," or something like that. It's always that story that ends up leading to a baby. You know what I mean? It's always the same story. Well, that's what my two kids were brought into this world under. She was saying, "I can't get pregnant." Well, we ended up finding out this yes she could, and then they were born back to back, back to back to back. Back to back. As soon as her body was ready to make another baby again after the oldest, bam, she was pregnant with the youngest, with Amy. And it was just like, oh, okay. Can't get pregnant my ass, huh? You know? But whatever. It's all good though, man. It's all good. I just trust that, I believe that everything happens for a very specific reason, even if it makes no fucking sense to me. And I can't see the greater picture behind why the hell they came into this planet when I was such a mess. Why? I don't know. But I'm trusting the universe does its thing when it, the way it wants, the way it's supposed to happen, the way the plan was set up. So whatever. Anyway. Anyway, yeah, I think I would rather not. I'm good on that. I'm good on that. Yeah, but the stance that I take though is if it happens, then okay. Okay. If it happens, then obviously the universe wants it to happen. So then okay, that's what we're doing then if that's what happens. But that's not in the plans, you know. Anyway, interesting icebreaker for this video. Interesting icebreaker. What are we all up to? Oh yeah, full moon energy. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Is that tonight? I thought it was the 19th. I thought it was going to be on the 19th. Is what I thought. I mean, you never know, man. You always read different things, I just read something, I don't even remember where I read it. I don't remember. It was like a Facebook post or something. I don't even know. They said it was the 19th. But oh well. I'll just keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind. But we do, let's see, it's December. I think here soon. I think isn't it in January? The next Mercury retrograde? That's the one that I'm preparing for, That's the one I'm preparing for. Mercury retrograde. Full moon is all good. Let's see. So we're in Saggy now. So that's going to be, yeah, it was a Facebook post. Okay. Because they said it was a Gemini full moon. A Gemini full moon. Okay. It was a Gemini full moon. Okay. So what does that mean then? What's that mean? The sign that it's in, you know? I know that sounds like a noob question right there, but what kind of energetic influence is that going to have? Is it going to have your thoughts running frantic? Going to have your mind driving you crazy? 'Cause when I think of Gemini energy, I think of thoughts running haywire. That's what I always think of. I think of thoughts running haywire. So it's probably what's going to happen then, isn't it? Probably won't be able to keep our minds straight. I don't know. I don't know though. My what? Oh, I don't know much about charts. I don't know much about that. I don't know much about that. If you're new to me or to my style, what I mainly specialize in is energy behavior. Energy behavior. The way energy behaves. As far as what's actually happening up there, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't really look at a chart and tell you anything. I don't know. I don't know about that. The only thing I know is energy and energy behavior patterns. If that makes sense. You know, how energy behaves, how to utilize the behavior of energy and use it to your advantage. That's the best way that I can think to describe what I really specialize in. I actually never even planned to be a tarot card reader. For those you all who have followed me for a while know this, but the new faces, that was never my plan. That happened by accident. I mean, I know nothing happens by accident, but that was not my plan. That wasn't my idea. I never in a gazillion years planned to be a tarot card reader. In a gazillion, fulfillion, shibbity doo illion years would I've ever planned to do that for a living. You know, that's just what manifested when I decided to manifest a career. That's what manifested when I decided I'm going to manifest me an online business. That's what it turned into. That's how it happened. You know, I don't really feel like telling the whole story, but long story short, that's what happened. That's what happened. Advice on healing when you're sick: lemon water and garlic. That's my advice. That's what we do. That's what we do. Well, we also do CDS water too, but if you don't have any of that, it's real easy to go to the grocery store and get you some raw garlic and some lemons. And at least once a day. I like to do it. Like if I'm real sick, I'll do it twice a day. And it's nasty. It's nasty, but juice you one whole lemon into a glass of water. Both halves, one whole lemon. Eat your ass a raw garlic clove and chase it with the whole lemon water. Do that. I do it like twice a day. I've never had any sickness linger for longer than 3 or 4 days when I do that. Never had any sickness linger for longer than 3 or 4 days. That's what I do. Yeah, it's pretty nasty, but oh well, so is cough syrup and all this other bullshit that doesn't even work. You know, shit don't do nothing for you. All it does is alleviate the symptoms. It doesn't tackle the problem, you know? So yeah, put your body in an extremely alkaline state. And yeah, that's what I always do. One raw garlic clove. And yep, I mean, if you want, you can chop the garlic clove up into little chunks and swallow them like pills if you want. Me, I'm just a savage with it. And I just put the thing in my mouth, chew it up. Some of you, I've posted it a couple of years ago. I'll just put the damn thing in my mouth. Yep, be having your breath stinky as hell, man, but whatever. I don't care. You know, that's how I do. That's my pharmacy. I mean, if you want to, you can go all the way with it and you can take your lemon water and put some cayenne pepper in it and some honey and some turmeric. Hang on. What is it? Hold up. You want to put the juice of one whole lemon, cayenne pepper, a tablespoon of honey, and ginger. There you go. Ginger. Yep. Get you a ginger root. Get you a ginger root and grate that shit and grind it up and mix it all up in the water, you know, and then put the garlic in there with it, you know. But if you don't feel like grating it up, the garlic and the ginger, you just be a savage with it, man, and chew it up. It's fucking horrible, but I would imagine that I'm probably about one of the very few people that will do it that way. So get you a cheese grater and grate up the ginger root, you know, like a teaspoon of that, and grate up a garlic clove and mix all that in. I think they call it a flu bomb. They call it a flu bomb. That's what we got real sick a couple years ago. We all caught it. We all got real deathly nasty sick. And then somebody sent me a video of somebody on YouTube who said, we're going to make flu bombs. This is what we do every time we get sick. And we were deathly sick. Everybody in the house. This was like 2 years ago. And we started doing that. And all of a sudden we started feeling way better, way faster. And now I don't make the whole flu bomb. I don't do that, but I will juice one whole lemon into water and eat a raw garlic clove with it. And I'll do that like twice a day. But the funny thing is I haven't been sick much since that happened. Anytime I start to feel something kind of sort of coming on, usually when you get sick, you'll kind of feel it creeping up the day before. You'll feel a little funny ass feeling up in your sinuses, or you'll kind of feel a little bit of raspiness in your throat. And you're like, am I getting sick? And you forget about it. Then the next day you wake up and your head's like, you know? Well, whenever I feel a little teeny weeny, little bitty, a bit of something coming on, little teeny weeny, little something, and my little pressure in my sinuses, a little raspiness in my throat, that's what I do. All right, time to get the lemons, and I'll cut the lemons, juice it, chew me up a garlic clove, and then it rarely ever hangs on. It'll just bam, I'll just go on being normal. But anywho, organic what? Oh, oregano oil. Okay. And man, there's all kinds of stuff, man. Natural is the way to go. Natural is the way to go. And let me see if I can sneak this on here. Let me see if I can sneak this on here by wording it properly without saying any red flag words. Do you or somebody you know suffer from COPD, emphysema, or asthma? Cordyceps mushrooms. Cordyceps mushrooms. Telling you, cordyceps mushrooms. Telling you. You can, and now I've only been able to talk like a handful of people into doing this. Most people don't believe you. I didn't believe it when I first heard it. When I was in my 30s, when I very first turned 30, rather, my asthma came back with a vengeance. I had asthma real bad when I was a kid, like real bad. Bad. It was like life threatening, And then when I was, I want to say about 10, poof, it went away. Poof, it went away. It went away. And then as soon as I turned 30, when I was living up there in Maine, it came back with a vengeance. As soon as I turned 30, bam, my asthma hit me again. And I'm like, oh my God, no, I cannot afford this. I can't fucking afford to have asthma. You have got to be kidding me. So up there in that little town I was living in Maine, there was this little rinky-dink doo-doo hole in the wall natural food and natural herb store. I love that store, man. That was like my favorite store. They had all these natural herbs and organic food. And it was maybe a little bit bigger than this room I'm in, with a teeny weeny little shack. Well, anyway, I couldn't afford, like I said, I couldn't afford it. So I was taking, what's that shit called? Ephedrine pills. I was taking ephedrine pills to keep it, to dilate my breathing ways, and that was not fucking fun. I would not recommend doing that, but I didn't have anything else to treat it, So I'm walking around in that little store one day and I said, do you have anything that helps with breathing or asthma? And he goes, oh, you have asthma? Little old man, little old dude. I said, yeah, yep, I got it pretty bad. He goes, take this. I know 3 people that have emphysema and they started taking these and it went away. And I was like, whatever. Bullshit. Yeah, right. But I was desperate, dude. I was desperate. I was scared. I was like, I'll try anything. I don't care. I will try anything. And I had me a little inhaler that I got from the emergency room. So I started taking these things. I'd take 3 in the morning and 3 at night. And of course I was taking like a bunch of supplements every morning anyway, I would take some nootropics and like my fish oils and shit like that. So I just added that to the bunch. Okay. That's just one of the bottles of supplements that I take every morning before I get up and go to work. And then after, let's see, I'd had it for a few months and I was struggling, and after about a week and a half, I stopped one day and said, I haven't hit my inhaler all day. That's weird. Okay. And then soon, after about 2-3 weeks, I threw my inhaler in the trash. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I started doing some research. And it's very, very, it's suppressed. It's very, very suppressed. You got to dig to find it. You got to dig. The last I looked, though, there were some videos on YouTube, but you got to dig to find it. It has something in it, cordyceps mushrooms. There's something in it that reconfigures the intelligence of your pulmonary immune system. Because when you have asthma or COPD or whatever, what's happening is your pulmonary immune system is just kind of stupid and it doesn't know what to do. So anytime something foreign that's not supposed to be in there gets in there, your immune system's kind of dumb and it goes and it attacks too hard and then closes everything up. And there's something in the cordyceps mushrooms that reconfigures your pulmonary immune system and makes it more intelligent. Makes it more intelligent. And most people don't even believe you. You know, most people, I'm like, oh, you got asthma? Dude, take these. I'll buy them for you. I'll buy them for you. Just please. And nah, I'm not doing that. Oh, whatever. I'm going to listen to the doctors. Okay, whatever then. You have no idea. This will change your life. But the few people, the maybe 5 people that I've talked into it, like I'll buy them for you. I will go on Amazon. I'll order it for you now. Promise me you'll take these. You know, the few people that I've talked into trying it, throw their inhalers away. I've had somebody tell me, I have been living with this inhaler for 20 years and I threw it in the trash. Cordyceps mushrooms. Go to any herb store. You can get them on Amazon. Yep. Just try it. Just try it. Just try it. You know, I'm not saying that. I mean, maybe it doesn't work for everybody. I don't know, but it worked for me and it worked for every single person that I've talked into actually consistently doing it. It's not an overnight quick fix, and I'm not claiming to cure anything. I'm not claiming cures. I'm not saying it cures, but it will change your life. Just saying. Yep. Yep. And like I said, it doesn't happen overnight. Takes about a week and a half to 2 weeks of consistently taking them. Just give it a shot. Give it a shot and see what it does. Everybody, like I said, everybody that I've turned on to it is like, wow, that's amazing, crazy, you know. And at one point, I've seen them for sale at Walmart. And I'm maybe not every, but most stores you go to, like at the pharmacy, you know how you can go to a little supplement section, just you know how they're all in alphabetical order. Just see if they have cordyceps, cordyceps, cordyceps. I think is how it's spelled. Don't quote me on that. Let me see. Hang on. Yeah, cordypecs, and it's a weird mushroom too. It's a really weird mushroom. They grow out of dead bugs. Yeah, it's a fungus that infects a bug and it kills the bug and like grows out of its head. It's a fucking weird. You should look it up. It's a weird fungus. Really super weird. But anyway, yeah, that's how it's spelled. Yep. But anyway. Anywho, though. Yeah. A caterpillar, yeah. Are they in vitamins? I don't think so. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think so. But usually now, next time you see like any kind of mushroom blend, anytime you see any kind of like mushroom, you know, like you'll see little mushroom blends for your coffee, or if any of you shop at Whole Foods Market, you know, and then you see the little packets, mushroom blend for your coffee. 9 times out of 10, it'll have cordyceps in it. And there was even this story one time, and I might be slightly butchering it, so you'd have to look this up and don't quote me. But back in the 90s, during the Olympics, I want to say it's like the Olympics in 91 or something like that. During the Olympics back in the 90s, the Chinese were tested to see if they were using performance enhancers, you know, or steroids or something like that. They were like, whoa, you all are performing way too fucking superhuman. So they all the Chinese team all got tested to see if they were taking steroids or performance enhancers, and they weren't. What they were taking was this really super concentrated tincture of cordyceps. Because it works as like some kind of natural steroid or something like that. Some kind of like natural, like steroid. I'm not sure. Like I said, I might be butchering that. You want to look the story up yourself, but something, it's like if you take them and it works as like a natural steroid or something like that. But anyway. Anyway, yep. But anyway though. So yeah, that's one thing that I'm careful. Like I said, that's not hidden. That's not secret knowledge, but you have to dig for it. You have to dig for it. Let me see real quick here. Hold on. Let me go to YouTube. Hang on. Oops, hang on. Cordyceps for asthma. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, it's kind of buried. It's not at the top of the algorithm. It's not at the top of the algorithm. See, they bury it, man. You got to dig for it. You got to dig for it. Just a few years ago when I was researching it, it was at the very top of the algorithm. And then every time I go to look it up, it's buried a little bit deeper and buried a little bit deeper. Yeah, well, whatever. Whatever. I'm not claiming that it cures, but it will help you. It'll help you. So anyway, reishi mushrooms. Yeah, I've heard of those. I've heard of those in lion's mane and all that or whatever. So anyway, anywho, 14 mushroom blend. Yeah. And most of the times when you get a mushroom blend, cordyceps is in there. Most of the time. But if you look up and research cordyceps and where they come from, it's kind of creepy and weird. It's kind of creepy and weird to grow out of dead bugs. It's like, ugh, this is a dead bug fungus. Woo! But man, it helps, dude. And there's another thing too, like huperzine A. Have you ever heard of huperzine A? You ever heard of huperzine A? Well, okay, so it's used as a nootropic, and it's derived from Chinese club moss, and it helps people who have Alzheimer's. And I didn't really believe or understand that until I took it just to see, and I took it. It like lights your brain on fire, dude. Lights your brain on fire. What it's called is an acetylcholine esterase inhibitor. Okay. So let me see if I remember how this works. You have acetylcholine and acetylcholine esterase, okay, on the synaptic and the postsynaptic neurons in your brain. And acetylcholine esterase takes the acetylcholine and snatches it up and saves it for later use. And huperzine A inhibits that postsynaptic neuron. Okay, so it floods your brain with acetylcholine because it inhibits that postsynaptic neuron, or it inhibits that. Um, it inhibits acetylcholinesterase on your postsynaptic neuron. So it goes straight from your synaptic to your postsynaptic neurons in your brain, and it inhibits this, and your brain gets flooded with acetylcholine. And apparently that helps. Now, I don't have any proof that it helps people with it can help, with Alzheimer's. I don't know, but I know that when I took that shit, it lit my fucking brain on fire, dude. Wow. I was like, whoa, huperzine A. And again, they sold that at the exact same little store as I got the cordyceps at. So anyway, there's all kinds of cool natural shit out there, man. All kinds of badass natural shit. I'm always experimenting with herbs and shit. That's one of my favorite things to do. One of my favorite pastimes. My latest one. Oh, hold up. Look. Oh. This is my latest one. And apparently a lot of people know about this. And I even posted on my YouTube community tab a couple weeks ago, Haritaki. This right here is the latest one I've been playing with, man. Man, I like this shit. I don't even know how to explain it. I was just scrolling through Amazon one day, and it said it gave me a recommendation for Third Eye Awakening. And I'm always real skeptical when I see shit like that, and I'm like, whatever. Third Eye Awakening, yeah, right. So I go to looking at the reviews, and there's all these 5-star reviews. Like, whoa, this makes me feel so amazing and so awesome, and whoop whoop whoop. So I was like, okay, well let me try it. So I ordered it, and then it showed up, and it just sat there. I was like, okay, well I'll play around with that, and I just set it and forgot about it. And then finally one day when I was cleaning up my area in here, I picked it up and I was like, let me try this now. So I took it, and I don't even know how to describe the feeling. I'm like, whoa. It almost kind of felt a little bit like I took a Xanax. Like, whoa. It made all the colors look very bright and vivid. And I was like, dude, this is awesome. That's when I posted that. For those of you who saw when I posted that, and gave the Amazon link, because I had just taken it, whoa. I don't know, it's called Haritaki. And then I went and I started doing some research. I started doing some research on YouTube, and I saw this one girl. I forget her name. She has a YouTube channel, and she's like this real spiritual chick that, I don't know. Let me see if I can even find her. But she promotes the hell out of this stuff. And in the description of one of her videos, she has the link where you can buy this. And I was like, I'm buying that shit. I don't even remember what her name is. Hold on. Let's see if I'm horrible with this kind of shit. Where's she at? Oh, there she is. Kundalini Yogini. Y'all ever seen her? Kundalini Yogini or something. Anyway, when I went in and typed in Haritaki, her videos was the first ones that came up, and she's got a pretty good channel, pretty interesting. It's all about Kundalini awakening. She's got 55,000 subscribers. It's a pretty cool channel. But anyway, long story short, she did a video where she was talking about like some of the benefits of this stuff. So I would recommend, if I were you, if you're curious about this, go look at her channel. I would go look at her channel. She's one of those types of people that you could tell that she's researched this and been using it for a while. And I can't really give you too much information on it because I don't know much about it. All I know is that it feels amazing. Feels amazing. Take it before you go to bed. I'm always experimenting with stuff like this, man. Always. Oh, you know a lot about Haritaki? Okay. Black cat, right on. Yeah, I learned real quick whenever I posted about it that it seemed like something that there's a lot of people out there that know about it. It's not really a hidden secret. I just stumbled across it when it was recommended to me on Amazon. The Amazon out. I don't know what the hell made Amazon think to recommend that to me, because I don't normally look that kind of shit up on Amazon. Usually they just, y'all know me. Amazon normally recommends to me just random rinky dinks and knickknacks, How do you spell her name? Let me see. Hang on. Look, there you go. Kundalini Yogini. I guess I might be butchering it. I might be saying it wrong. But she's got a very interesting channel. And you see, the cool thing that I like about her YouTube channel is she had, and it's hard for people to be successful on YouTube doing this nowadays, because this is how YouTube channels used to be back in the day. This is how YouTube channels used to be, where you would just pick up the camera and talk. You just pick up the camera and talk. Back in the day, back in the old YouTube days, those were what YouTube channels were like. It doesn't really seem to be like that anymore. You have to be involved in some kind of niche, like tarot card reading or gaming or something to be successful on YouTube. And she's got one of those. 55,000 subscribers isn't bad. I would say that that's a pretty successful channel, and yeah, so that's what I thought was the coolest thing about her channel, is that for the most part, she just does vlog videos and chats. She goes live and chats like this. And yeah, it looks like it's a pretty good channel. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot. She's got a bunch of videos on this stuff too. Anyway, so anyway, yeah, I'm sure there's probably if you know more about it, about the Haritaki powder, you could probably get somebody in the comments tell you more about it than me. I don't really know much about it. Not yet. I haven't done any deep, extensive research, but I'm going to tell you what, it made me feel good. Made me feel real good. And that's what I like. Because there's so many supplements out there that will say it helps this and it's good for that and this, that, and the third, and whoop, whoop, whoop. And you take it and you don't notice anything. you know. I mean, I took it and I still feel the same. You just have to trust that it's helping with this, but I don't know because I still feel the same. I can't tell a difference. This is one of those things that if you take it, you will feel it. If you take this, you will feel it. Oh, yes, you will. And maybe that's just my former my former drug addict coming out in me, but I prefer to take things I can feel. You know what I mean? If I'm taking something, I would prefer to be able to feel it. Doesn't mean that if I don't feel it, I won't take it. But it really stands out to me if I can take something and I can feel it, you know? I know it probably sounds horrible. Like, oh, Rich, you fucking drug addict. I guess I was for many years. Oh, yes, I was. Oh, yes, I was. But I'm very particular about what kind of substances I will use, you know? Very particular about it. I will use substances that help, you know? If it's going to be something that I can feel, it's got to be something that helps me in some way, shape, form, or fashion, you know? Not just get me high to make me feel good, you know? I do take kratom, though. Yes, I do take kratom. I do take that. Let's see where. I do take me some kratom. I do loves my kratom. And this is something you have to be very careful with, too. You have to be very careful with this. At one point in time, I was taking the extracts, and I would not recommend that. I would not recommend that because I ended up getting addicted to those a couple of years ago. And the withdrawals were a fucking nightmare. Okay, a fucking nightmare. You have to be careful because you can get addicted to this. You can. Okay, you don't want to go overboard with it. You got to monitor yourself. But this is what I take. It's kratom. It's kind of like a painkiller. It's like a painkiller. And there's all different kinds too. I like the Mang Da. Mang Da is my favorite. I've tried them all. I've tried the white vein, green vein. I can't stand the fucking red vein. That seems to be the one that everybody loves. Everybody loves that damn red vein, and I hate it, man. When I take that shit, it makes me all groggy and sleepy, and I want to go to bed, you know? Yeah, somebody else was saying something about, no, they didn't say diarrhea. They said that it made them constipated. That's weird. I don't know nothing about that. It's supposed to help. It's supposed to help with digestion. That's one of the things that I remember it saying about the Haritaki powder. Oh yeah. Do you take you say you used to be addicted to opioids? You take these because this right here helps lots of people come off of opiates. If you're trying to get off of opiates and you want to curb the withdrawals, this right here. This will help you come off of it. I've heard of lots of people. This is probably one of the things that helped me come off of alcohol too. But I mean, I was taking this even while I was drinking too, you know, but this is, if I was to give one thing, well, of course, the first time I came off of alcohol, I used Lactuca virosa, wild lettuce. I used that to help me with alcohol withdrawals the first time. And when I was living up there in Maine, that shit was just growing wild everywhere. So it was easy to go out and forage for it. Super, super easy. Super easy. It just grew fucking crazy with the wild lettuce. But I think this is probably what helped me this second time to come off alcohol. It's almost been 1 year since I've had any alcohol. February 7th will be 1 year since I've had any alcohol. Yep. But anyway. Okay, you've been taking kratom for 5 years? Wow. Yeah, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. It's one of those things. When I very first discovered it, I just went batshit crazy with it and got hooked on it and addicted to it, you know, and was taking like way too fucking much, way too much. And in the withdrawals, I finally said, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to put myself through withdrawal. I can't, you know, and I did. I put myself through withdrawal. It lasted for like 5 days for me and it sucked. And I was like, okay. Yeah, that's something, because everybody always warned me. They were like, be careful with that. Be careful with that. And I didn't care. I didn't listen. And I learned real quick that you got to be very, very careful. You got to be very careful with this shit, you know. But you can buy it in almost any smoke shop. I live right across the street from a smoke shop where I buy it, you know. CBD oil, man, that shit makes me sleepy. CBD. I do like it, but it makes me sleepy as hell. If I take CBD, I'll do it before I go to bed. But anyway, yeah, this is an interesting chat this morning, isn't it? It's an interesting chat. We here for the past few chats. It seems like we always talk about the same things, and I mean, I'm happy to do it. Like talking about manifestation and stuff like that, and I'm happy to do it if it helps. And people say that it helps, but it is nice to talk about something different for once, isn't it? Hang on, I'm gonna open my window real quick. Oh, turn the fan on. It's starting to get hot now. Hold up. All right. I had to turn the heater down too. So anyway. Oh, do you withdraw from Kratom? Yeah. Yeah. What I would do is pick a day or a few days. I would pick a few days where you don't have nothing to do and just take like a baby dose, like cut your dose back. You don't necessarily, I mean, I went cold turkey the first time I did it, but if you start to notice that you're getting physical withdrawals, then it happened to me again about 3 months ago. I started noticing, oh shit, if I don't take it, I'm having withdrawals. So as soon as I noticed that, I'm like, okay, well, I got to put up with this for a day or two, and just put up with the withdrawals for a day or two, and on a day when you don't have nothing to do, and just lay low for a little bit and just cut the dose way back. But yeah, you got to be on top of that. You got to monitor that. You got to monitor that because it'll just get worse. The minute you start noticing withdrawals, you got to cut back on it. Because it'll just spiral out of control, and you'll just start eating more and more and more and more and more. And then it'll eventually get to the point to where you don't even feel the effects of it. You're just trying to take it to make the withdrawals go away, and it doesn't even do anything for you. And then after a certain point, no matter how much you take, the withdrawals won't go away. And you got to be careful. You got to be careful. You got to monitor yourself. Like I said, it happened to me about 3 months ago. And I was like, okay, well, let me lay low, lay back. I'm only gonna dose once today. And what I did was I waited until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon before I took the first dose. And then I didn't take another one until like maybe 6 or 7. And I cut the dose in half. And then I did that for like 2 or 3 days. And then after a while, the withdrawals go away. They go away. So, yeah, you got to be careful with that. Be very careful. You got to be careful with that. Yeah. This is a weird chat, isn't it? This is a weird one. Manifestation for dummies. Not really, honestly, not really. The way I break it down and explain it, I have, for about the last 3 or 4 years, I've been dedicating my life to explaining it in the easiest way possible. So as of right now, in this moment, if you don't understand it the way I explain it, I can't figure out. I have not thought of a way to make it any more clear than the way I already explain it. I'm working on it though. I'm constantly trying to think of new ways to explain it. But yeah. I can't think of a way to explain it to make it any more clear. So just got to start doing it. Got to start digging at it. Got to start digging your own brain apart. Got to start getting in touch with yourself, monitoring your frequency, just going inside and getting honest and real and raw with yourself. So anyway, no. Yeah, it's cool. Eventually, like, and I know I say this every time, but eventually it's gonna be mainstream, dude. It's gonna be mainstream. And I'm real big on teaching my kids. Because I got 2 prison children. Straight up. I got 2 prison children. And just like anything in the spiritual community, that sounds cool, but it can be very frustrating. Okay, because my kids are incredibly high vibe. Incredibly. And you can't bring their vibe down. You cannot. And if you aren't on a frequency that's high vibe, they will drain and suck the life force energy right out of you. Oh, yes, they will. Nobody believes it. Nobody believes it. I try to, when I say it, everybody's like, oh, just kids. Oh, I'm so good with kids. Oh, I've had 10 kids and I've raised my sister's kids and my sister's kids and blah, 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 blah. I know kids. And then they get around my kids and they're like, oh my God. They just have this aura about them. They just have this aura about them. That just being in the same room with them, you're like, oh, it'll drain you. And what I think it is it's really, really helping evolve my frequency. Because if you're going to be around my kids, you're going to be around my kids, and I wouldn't try to battle it. If you try to battle it, you'll lose the vibe battle. Because they're prism children. You cannot lower their vibration. You know what I mean? You cannot lower their vibration. You can't. So I forget, what point was I making? I was making a point. I forgot. Anyway, though. Anyway. Boom, boom, boom. What was I talking about, man? I hate it when that happens, when I draw a blank. Oh, well, whatever. Must be time to change the subject. Yeah, I think most of the kids nowadays are prism children. I think. I mean, I can't say that it's impossible to have, long-term human, but I think the majority of the kids that are coming in now, are new. They're new. They're brand spanking new. Unless they are long-term humans that have already graduated the program and are just coming back to help the shift, I don't know. No, we just talked about that earlier, that it's me and Leah are not planning to have kids. No. And we receive that question probably 15, 20 times a day, and in the comment sections and in our inbox. No, that's not in the plans. That's not in our plans of things that we want to do. Nope. But if it happens, then that's a totally different story. So, if it ends up happening, then we're not going to fight against it, but that's not in our list of plans of things we want to do. No, I'm good on that. She's definitely good on that. She probably wants it less than me. She wants it less than me, and I'm good on that. We just talked about that at the beginning of the video, though. So, hell yeah, they're a lot of work. Whew, boy, they are a lot of work. They are a lot of work. Mm-hmm. Yep, but it's all good, man. It'll change your life. It will change your life. And even just getting my kids back 2 years ago has changed my life. It's really, really, really helped me evolve into a new person. It's helped me a lot. And I'm going to tell you what, there is no better way for the universe to tell you what you need to work on than you having a kid. Man, my youngest daughter, she's my little twin. And she pushes every last button that I have because she's just like me. There is no quicker way to learn a lesson about yourself. No quicker way to learn a lesson about yourself, than to be, a parent of my little twin. And she's a female version of me. And I'm constantly thinking about me when I was a kid and how my grandparents raised me, and I'm constantly thinking about the patterns that I'm supposed to break. I don't know. It's real deep and kind of mind blowing, but yeah, it's helped me a lot. They're a lot of work. Oh yeah. I don't know. Hopefully by the time, I have a very, very, very good feeling that by the time my kids are in their 20s or 30s, that there will be no traces of this old system left. No traces. The 3D world will just be a faint memory that we're talking about. The 3D system will just be history by the time they're adults. Everything will be different. The education system, the money system, the voting system, the whole ball of wax will be completely and totally flipped around. And we're watching that happen now in real time. So Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Interesting time that we're in, man. But this is what we came here for. This is what we came here for, especially you light workers out there. This is the time we came here for. This is the time we came here for, to help this transition. You know, it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting to be a part of that. Pretty interesting. Because like I said, I told you all this a couple weeks ago, but I knew somehow, some way, shape, form, or fashion, I knew that was my job, but I couldn't explain it. You know, I knew that as soon as that concept became, a new thought in my awareness, I knew that was what my job was. I knew, but I didn't know how. I didn't know how I was ever going to do that job. And it's very interesting how the universe mapped it out and made it work. Hang on a second. We'll get some incense going, and it's going to be time for me to head out of here in a couple minutes. I got about 10, 12 minutes before I got to go get Leah up. I was saying this at the beginning of the video, but she is volunteering at an animal shelter. She's doing some volunteer work with kitty cats. She's like, I need something to do. I need to do something that I'm passionate about, So she's going this morning to get orientated to help. If I remember correctly, she's going to be helping cats that come out of surgery or something like that. She'll be there with them and sitting with them and making sure they come out of surgery and that they're feeling good or something like that. I don't know, but something to the effect of working with kitty cats that come out of surgery. And she's doing some volunteer work. So I got to go wake her up here in a little bit. Yeah, the cats rule everything here too. Mm-hmm. Yep, they sure do. Man, people don't understand this, but if you connect with a cat, you got to learn how to connect with cats. You got to learn how to connect with them. That they can go through periods of being just as needy and just as loving as a dog can. It's just that I think that most people don't really understand that it's kind of like any healthy, independent relationship, where when you have a dog, you have a codependent relationship, you have a codependent relationship where there's just constant need, constant. And with a cat, it's a very independent relationship where, don't get it twisted, there will be periods of extreme neediness where our orange cat, especially, I guarantee you, this morning, as soon as he sees me, he's going to run up to me, and he's going to start rubbing all over me, and then I'll have to lead him up to the room and let him in Leah's room so he can jump up there and do his little biscuit making thing, and he goes through periods, but then after it's like, okay, all right, time to go. Then we separate and they go off and do their thing. It's not constant neediness. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. But yes, we're very much cat people in this house. Very much, and we're on top of it. We're constantly cleaning their litter. Their litter boxes get cleaned probably 3 times a week. So they don't stink. There's some people that you walk into their house and you can tell by smelling that they have cats. Not this house. You wouldn't even know. You would not even know if you walked in our house and all of our cats ran and hid and you didn't see them, you wouldn't even know we have cats. You wouldn't even have a clue. You don't smell it. We're constantly on top of their litter boxes, cleaning them 2-3 times a week, so yep, this is the cat house. This is the cat house. How to what? Hang on. Explain to you how to deal with what? Insanities? I don't know what you mean. But I don't know what anybody that does you wrong, don't deal with them. Separate from them. Ask yourself, how did I attract that into my life? How am I going to work on that so that I don't attract a person like that into my life again? That's what I always do. It's been a long, long, long time since I've attracted somebody into my life that's done me wrong. Been a long time. Been almost 3 years. But anytime I ever attract somebody into my life that does me wrong, I separate from them, I cut ties, and I go inside and I ask myself, how did I attract that? How did I manifest that person into my life? What about my frequency resonated with them? And what about my judge of character told me that I could trust them? And I just go inside and I start doing some introspecting. What did I learn about me? What did I learn about me? What about my frequency attracted this person? What about my judge of character thought that I could trust this person? And then as soon as I figure that out, I start making changes on my frequency and I start evolving myself. That's what I do personally. That's just what I do. Anyway, I hope that answered your question. I don't know if that's what you meant or not, but anyway, it is time for me to go ahead and get out of here, y'all. I got to go wake up Leah. I'm going to go make her some coffee and bring her coffee, and we're going to get this day going. I got to get on. I got like 5 or 6 personal readings I got to do. So I'm going to be busy all day. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in and listening to me blab. I'll see you later on at some point on my main channel. All right. Y'all have a good day.